I'm Jeff Skinner, I'm Executive Director of the Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship at London Business School. Well, assuming an entrepreneur already has the semblance of an idea, the first thing to do, I think, is to define it as carefully and as precisely as they can. The second is to define the persona of the individual whose problem they're solving or the opportunity that they're creating for them. And then the third step is really to, as we say, get the hell out of the building and start testing whether that persona actually values the problem that you're trying to solve for them. I think the most common pitfall for an entrepreneur is to fall in love with their idea too early on. I mean, one of the first things we do is to say, separate yourself from the idea and look upon it objectively. Obviously, you want to bring it to life, you want the best for it, but you really are trying to look upon it objectively so that if the idea hasn't got legs, you don't cling to it for too long, wasting your own time and energy, which is the ultimate tragedy. In thinking about this question, what makes an entrepreneur? I mean, clearly there's passion and tenacity. There's some of that. But the other word I'd use would be the ability to hustle. I mean, by definition, what you're trying to do is to encourage somebody to change their mind or to see something your way rather than their way. And that really does demand that you're able to get out and convince them, find the right people. And I sum up that word in hustle. Another crazy idea, or seemingly crazy idea, that was presented to us by one of our students was high-end furniture which conceals dog litter. And apparently, crazily, these things don't exist, and yet it's a problem in smaller flats that you can't let the dogs out and yet they need to poo somewhere. So we need a designer furniture which has got a lovely little dog-shaped thing in there in the side, and in it goes, does its stuff, activated charcoal surroundings, job done, literally. One of the best businesses I've seen coming out of London Business School was a company called The Fold London. It was a fashion company, and this is an industry, a sector which is terribly hard to break into, and yet here they came, an individual with a biochemistry and a consulting background, and she's made a tremendous success of this business, and that I admire, and it didn't come suddenly. This is the work of 7, 8, 9 years to build value up in that business until now she really knows that she's got something of value. I think an entrepreneur has to approach any new venture with two mindsets, right? One of them is the spirit of the pirate. Okay? As I touched on earlier, hustle is important. The ability to think creatively, think outside the box and just go get what you want. But at the same time, you have to have the discipline of a Navy SEAL. There is a methodology to creating a new venture. It isn't all about just doing it. It's a combination of hustle and discipline.